Good evening, Twitch. How are you doing? Hopefully you having yourself a good Sunday. Hopefully you have yourself a good weekend, but we are finally back here. Once again, apologies for not streaming on Saturday. However, as I always like to emphasize, it's always better to focus on your real life. Real life should always take precedent over any sort of hobby or desire that you would like to do. As much as I wanted to actually stream yesterday, I was personally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. But we're back, and I realized I only streamed For Honor once, and I was actually struggling. Oh, thank you, Reaver Bashir, for the host. I was struggling actually what to stream, and I realized I only streamed For Honor once, which is actually a little bit of a shock to me, because I've actually been playing this game quite a bit. Actually doing like a lot of the dailies and such, which is a really nice part of this game. And so I just kind of wanted to stream a little bit more of it, because kind of went over... The first stream was more focused on just showing what the game was capable of and how much it's improved, like dedicated servers and such, this training mode, and a lot of other things. You know, a wide variety of game modes. This is going to be more focused this time through. So I just kind of more enjoy the multiplayer as it is, and play a little bit more of the Warden, because I greatly enjoy the Warden. And you might have heard just from the start, there was already a, well, you can see right here. This is basically, I actually like the opening movie for Honor. It's actually pretty nice.
Word of our community's acclaim spreads.
Mecha GM, thank you very much for the auto host. Hopefully you have been doing great. Hopefully you enjoyed Warframe. It's a game, honestly, if it had a different free-to-play business model, I probably would enjoy it a lot more. But since it requires actually either buying platinum or trading, which I still have never, in all my time, honestly, like I spent a lot of time farming for like blueprints and stuff, and all these other things, like was it Endo? It's like asking people, it's like, hey, you want to trade this for platinum? And I never got a yes at all, so that kind of honestly killed any sort of desire to play. But for those of you who are watching and decide to stick around here, we're going to be playing a little bit of For Honor here. If you've never heard of this game, it's actually developed by Ubisoft. And it is actually it's a fighting game. It may not look like a fighting game, but it is a fighting game. A fighting game where you actually have three factions, which are Knights, Vikings, and Samurai, and soon there'll actually be a fourth faction, which is, I believe it's called the Wulin, or let's just say right now China. I don't know what the proper title is, and you can play this game in a variety of ways. It does have a single-player mode, so you can actually play this game through a story, which is, in itself, is honestly pretty interesting. But primarily though, this is one of those games where you focus on playing the multiplayer. And from here, there's a ranked mode, which is added. There's also like a tournament here. There's dueling, which is a 1v1, and there's also 2v2. And you can always fight against AI in pretty much all of them. And then finally, we have three 4v4 modes. One is Tribute, one is Dominion, which is basically your capture point, and one is Deathmatch. Very similar to Duels and Brawls, except it's 4v4. But I thought, why not play a few other modes here? So like we've actually have some contract orders here. One's actually very straightforward, so we'll probably play a bit of Dominion, and we'll also probably play a little bit of Tribute. We'll probably actually try and get we'll show Dominion here, because Dominion is easily the most popular mode of the game, because it's about, it's capture point. It adds more than just simply fighting someone. So why don't we jump on in? And if you have any questions, stuff, I'd be more than happy to answer for them. Honestly, this has actually been one of the few fighting games, because it's been so unique compared to a lot of other fighting games, that I actually wanted to go all in on, but the downside of it was, back when this game started, it was horrible. Because it tried to use peer-to-peer mesh technology, so it was actually trying to do peer-to-peer, but the downside is, of any sort of peer-to-peer, all it takes is one person to drop, and then everyone would drop. And that really sucked. And that's why after a little while of streaming this, all the way back in 2017, actually, when this game came out. I believe it was February 2017. I decided I can't stream this game. It's not possible. It just didn't work. I was always getting disconnection issues and stuff, but that's actually been resolved for the most part now. I will say, though, the only class I'm actually really good at, and you can even buy the starter edition in this game. Unfortunately, I believe they're no longer selling or giving away the starter edition. I kind of think that's a little bit of a, I honestly think that's a bit of a mistake. Especially, I'm trying to remember if actually Rainbow Six Siege actually sold their starter edition. Because I feel like this game, it has an active player base, actually. It really does. The downside is, just like any other fighting game, the better the players, the harder it is for someone new to really actually take the time to learn how to play this game. Because you really do have to actually wrap your head around a very interesting, a very new way of fighting. Let's see who actually we're going up against here. Those are very... Apparently this says on skill, but a lot of classes in this game have been added since it's been over a year. Actually, a year and a half now. And I am not used to fighting a lot of them. Like the Centurion there, the Gladiator, I'm definitely not used to fighting either of those. And some classes actually even got, basically remakes or rebuffed. Or had their moveset changed. But my mission here for this objective, at least for the daily, is very straightforward. It's just basically capture 20 zones in Dominion, which shouldn't be too bad. I think we'll probably play a little more active instead of passive.
You captured Zone A.
Especially if they're gonna let me capture it like this. Oh.
You captured Zone C.
Ah. Okay. Ah, darn it. So, that's me. That's what happened to me. I just got executed there. That actually adds 3 more seconds to my respawn timer there. So, good start. I actually have a lot of trouble fighting the Centurions. They actually, oddly enough, like the moment you can parry their attacks, you can parry in this game. And it makes it very difficult to actually do like counterattack. Probably actually keep on trying to capture C. You can also, if you want, just like sit on a zone, like sit on A here, and it'll actually get boosted, and it'll actually add, instead of 1 point a second, you actually go to 2 points a second. But for now, though, I want to capture, reclaim this here, because I don't want to lose. And that's not good. And that raider decided to jump on me. So enemies can actually jump off from buildings and instantly kill you. Which is what happened to me. It was horrible. Having a great start. Wonderful start.
You captured Zone A.
But what you saw there at the bottom there was actually known as... Basically, where all the soldiers are fighting is basically known as the front. And it's just full of NPCs that you actually can take care of. Each of them are worth actually 1 point towards the 1,000 point total you're supposed to be working towards. And if they don't hold the front, the line there, that zone, you'll lose the, the enemy team will lose the 100 points. Oh, this is bad. Oh, that person just cleaned up all by herself. So the one really cool thing about this game, like, it's a fighting game. There are a lot of really in-depth mechanics that if you're really good enough at it, you can actually take on literally a 3-on-1 and actually win. There's a very good chance. Of course, the problem is, what happens is combos like that can exist. And someone like the Centurion there, he can actually really, and I mean brutally, oh, of course, just attack him normally. Just use a light attack and kill him. I'm actually surprised he wasn't able to parry that.
You captured Zone A.
Oh, oh, he's right there. I'm just gonna stand here and boost this zone. Seems like a smart idea. I think I will actually take the moment in the stream, like once we do the objectives, I'll actually take a moment. Oh, hello. But the Warden I actually like. It's a very straightforward class. I mean, as straightforward as you can get.
You lost Zone A.
Thank you for throwing me down on the ground. There you go. So when they actually turn yellow there, they actually turn on their revenge mode. I didn't even know the Raider actually had a I didn't even know the Raider had a what do you call it? An all guard. So I should probably explain. So you did 3 different stances. You have a top stance, left stance, and right stance. And there's our Centurion again. Really, I'm not a fan. Alright, he earned that. Dinglerberry earned that. I honestly don't know how to fight Centurions, because basically his moveset seems to have a lot of unblockable attacks, which for me is very hard to deal with. Because normally the way to deal with an unblockable attack, usually you can parry them. There we go. Just grab him and let him finish it off. The front's holding nicely. Hi there. How's it going? I just smoke bombed myself. I'm dizzy. How about you? Oh, I'm exhausted. Alright, I'll just revive my ally then. Revive my allies! So when an enemy's breaking, they'll actually go down to, critical. I just blew everyone up. There we go.
Victory.
If you're expecting a fair fight in 4v4, don't expect it. God, that Volpiner Hino person is insane. I've never seen 1,000 points. The Calamus Blade, Sirius Blade. So there are actual stats in this game. Let's see, how many more zones do we have? We have 15 more zones to capture. But you can actually... There's actually weapon gear in this game, and this affects the 4v4 modes. So there is a level of not only cosmetic customization, but also stat customization. And they even revamped this from the beginning, from the ground up as well, which I think, honestly, this works a lot better. Because I believe it used to be like there was only one attack stat and one defense stat, and now all the pieces of armor and weapons have either the attack stat or defense stat, and then offer something unique to that piece of armor. But I will say, though, the only class I really know how to play in this game is the Warden. How's it going, Newton? How are you doing today? Like I said, I actually have a lot of champion status, which is basically this game's, like, how to put it, I guess a little MVP, you know, because you can buy everything with steel in this game, which is actually really nice, but at the same time, though, it's really, in itself, is a grind. You finally beat Assassin's Creed Origins, very nice. See, I have yet to tackle a single sandbox game. At least, I think no. I don't think I've ever really played a conventional sandbox game like the Assassin's Creed games or the Grand Theft Autos. I've played them, but I haven't beaten them. Oh, this map is brutal. But as of late, though, I've been enjoying this and Splatoon. They've been fun. Great. Uh-oh, that's not good. Ah, darn it. That Centurion comes in and the, I forgot what that class is called. I forgot what it's called. That Berserker, though. Doing work. There are some people who are just stupidly good at this game. Well, that's good to know. You had a good time playing, Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm trying to remember which one that is specifically. Uh-oh. We lost someone. I should not be fighting there. I did not even save my ally. I'm terrible. What the? Oh, I'm out of stamina. Ah, darn it, the soldiers destroy. So, those soldiers there, they actually can attack you. So they're not just for decoration. They really aren't just for decoration. Possibly you could get... You might be able to get a revival, it's hard to say. Nope, I'm not gonna get a revival, that person just died. I need to actually capture some zones here. Origins is the new one. Oh, right, that's Egypt. Sorry, it's like... There's been a lot of Assassin's Creed games. Like, I honestly do have trouble remembering which one's which. How the... Alright. Fine. He can... What? Okay. I'm actually impressed. No! Ah, this is bad. Nope. There's no way. Was completely surrounded on that one.
You captured Zone B.
Now, when someone's just Assassin's Creed, it's like, alright, it's a sandbox. It's kind of hard to make it stand out, and it's also hard for me to... I understand why people like sandbox games. There's a lot of gameplay. I've always thought to actually take a moment and it's like, you know what, maybe I should actually stream, what was it, the Just Cause. I think I own Just Cause 3, I know that much, but I think I also own Just Cause 2. But those games are long, and I mean long.
You lost Zone A.
This is actually what I need to be doing. I need to be actually... As counterintuitive as this actually is, I need to actually capture the zone, so I actually need to intentionally play badly.
Lost Zone B.
Normally, I would just like, alright, let's just capture the zone. Really? Just... Ah, I'm so not used to that. Like, I see the swing of the Centurion, and then just out of the blue, he stops. And it's not even a proper feint, too. You can actually do a feint in this game. You can actually do a heavy attack in this game, and then stop the heavy attack.
You captured Zone B.
See, what that person's doing is a feint. So I'm swinging to parry his attack, but then he cancels his heavy attack and then comes in with a light attack and absolutely destroys me. And since we're actually going... Yeah, we're going to lose this. They have all 3 points. And even if they capture 1 point, they're over the 1,000 still. So I'm not even going to be able to respawn. And I got executed. Like I said, there's a certain level of skill. Oh, well, there goes Vulpin. And that player is not respawning because they also got executed. Or they can't be revived, I should say. They won't respawn, they just can't be revived. Like I said, I'm really just not used to fighting a lot of the new classes because their movesets are absurd. There's a lot of unblockable attacks, and I'm not happy about that. Like, if there's any criticism I have right now, it's towards the newer classes, because they got a lot of unblockable attacks. Kinda makes it hard to fight them. Just a little bit. Let's see, how many orders? Gotta capture 4 more zones in Dominion. No, but the only 2 games I think I actually have are sandbox in the conventional sense of the Just Cause games, which honestly, I probably actually should give them a shot. I never personally knew much of anything about the franchise or the story of those games. Like, they've never been, like I said, the sandbox games have never been on my radar. Unless they're like the leading flagship of a company, kind of like, you know, Fallout, for example. That's at least somewhat of a sandbox game. Same thing with, the Elder Scrolls. You know, I think they've become or at least adopted, a lot that makes, like, a sandbox game a sandbox game. I think this week might just take it, you know... I'm actually surprised. My backloggery has just been... It hasn't been increasing. It's been decreasing, but I haven't been beating anywhere near as many games this year. Compared to... Especially compared to last year. Last year, it was just game after game after game, and... I really actually want to do a spreadsheet, like, just sit down... And I really should do it for myself, like I do for John's streams. You really sit down and just make, like, a spreadsheet listing all of the games I've streamed, all of the games I've beaten on stream and such. And I want to see how that is, or how it, you know, how well that's actually gone. I mean, I try to keep my best with the records on backloggery, but even I don't keep complete track of it. Actually go up here first. The downside is unlocking all the new classes and such is also extremely expensive. Oh, that's really bad of me. Nope. Need to leave. And stabbed in the chest. Lovely. Honestly, my backlog's not as big as I think most people would consider to be big. I think, honestly, it's just an average-sized backlog. I don't think I'm not going to get there in time. And hopefully help this player out, or not. Come on, let me revive him. Thank you.
Life returns to me.
Like, there's a lot of games I would like to just sit down and play, or dedicate more time to playing. But I've really been enjoying, like, a lot of the games I do own. You know, that's definitely one thing I can say. Anytime I've bought a game, it's like, I've actually made, you know, not to say, like, oh, my time's worth a certain amount of money, or it's worth, you know, like, measure the value of it versus the game. Hi there, how's it going, guys? How are you? Really probably shouldn't be... I'm not so used to this. I really shouldn't be so obvious with that. I really shouldn't be using heavy attacks so often. Heavy attacks for Wardens, extremely straightforward. I don't think... No, I'm not gonna get a respawn. This is still being contested. There are some people... See, that's the one thing that really drives me nuts. Is I don't like the power of the Centurion class. Is because everything is so delayed, and it has, like, an internal fake. And it drives me nuts, honestly.
You lost Zone A.
Like, a really good Centurion player can just destroy a person, especially when they get free hits. And you can get free hits too. How? Seriously? I'm not even in the zone anymore. I have no stamina. Ah, darn it. I couldn't parry it because I wasn't focused on him. These guys have clearly dedicated enough time to playing this game. They know this game's mechanics in and out. Like, that's one thing I definitely like. Fighting games, I like playing fighting games. But at the same time, I just don't know how people get so absurdly good at them. Like, even a game that conventionally is not a fighting game still shares a good lot of the core principles. Like, I gotta stop playing games that require a lot of Twitch reaction and such. That's the thing that honestly is killing me. Like, I want to enjoy these games and such, but just run into... With the advent of online play, you just run into so many more people who are just absurdly good at a game. It gets disgusting. Oh, come on! I really hate the fact that these guys have unblockable moves. That's honestly the worst part. And the other worst part is a lot of these unblockable moves are doing damage now. Like, the shoulder bash for the Warden, for example. He's basically, like, your most fundamental of fighters. And he's actually the easiest. I'll actually show his moveset in a second. But a moveset of a Warden is so small. Like, you literally have light attack, heavy attack, heavy attack, heavy attack, light attack, heavy attack. That is all you can do. Come on, you gotta be kidding me! Way too many unblockable attacks on the Centurion. I really hate that. Well, I can actually show my moveset here, but... So what you see here, these are basically all of the Wardens Moves here. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if there's 3 for the guard mode combat, there's a counter attack here, which is basically parrying with a light attack. And then there's your shoulder bash. These are actually unblockable, but the shoulder bash itself doesn't do any damage. But this is the class I know the best, so when I'm actually fighting, this is, you know, who I can actually stand a chance with against all the enemies and such. But I'll actually show some of the other movesets. Hey, I've never seen this, actually. I don't think I captured a single zone. Did not, actually. Did gain a level, though, which is nice. At least the game is giving me gear. How many... not deploy troops. I captured 1. Good for me. I captured 1. My faction's not even fighting there. That's where I'm currently stationed at. That's the mill. Take the mill. Actually... take that mill. That one's a lot closer. But let me actually show you some of the other characters and their movesets and stuff. So, the Kensei, that's what it was. So, this is the Kensei. So, basically, the new classes are the ones that are already grayed out. You can basically see, like, I can buy the Season Pass. They're the Centurion, Gladiator. You have the Highlander and the Shaman. And then you have the Shinobi and then the Aramusha. So, let's take the Gladiator, not the Gladiator, the Centurion here. We can actually take a look at least we should be able to take a look at him, or not. Take a look here. How do I look at your movesets? Hero overview? No, not stats. Really? Is it gonna do the whole unlock thing? I would be surprised if that's the only way to actually look at them. That's my heroes. I don't think there is, actually. Maybe under training? Oh, this training media. Gladiator, Highlander, Centurion. Yeah, so they have videos. And sad, actually. That's a little odd. They don't show the movesets of all the classes unless you own them. That's really weird, actually. Yeah, so they're showing their attack chains here. But I think a lot of players understand that if you drain someone's stamina or you just use the unblockable attacks, it's very hard to react in time to do a dodge. Let's see, what maps here? We have the Gauntlet. We have the Temple Garden. Temple Garden's not... it's okay. It's the Forge. Let's do the Gauntlet. I don't think we've done that one. I like how nobody votes. So if you're the one person who votes, you actually get to pick what map you want to play. It's kind of funny that way. But there's a lot of setup. Like I said, I'm playing the most basic of basic classes. If you have really good reaction time, a Warden, oddly enough, kind of like the Warden and Raider, are probably some of the hardest classes to play because they have the most fundamental movesets. Which is great and really friendly for people who aren't good at fighting, who aren't knowledgeable about fighting games, or just extremely new to fighting games. But then, like many fighting games, it kind of jumps off a ramp. But I really wish, like, Ubisoft would have just kept the starter edition free for this game. And just let people invest the time to either buy the game proper, which is one weird thing. Like, apparently if you unlock the starter edition, you aren't able to buy the full game, which is really weird. There we go.
You captured Zone C.
Ah, darn it. Speaking of raiders, that raider switches unblockable attack to me. It was a pretty brutal rush. Yeah, but unblockable attacks basically mean you either have to dodge out of the way or you have to parry their attack. And I've really been trying to improve that, actually being able to parry attacks. Come on! Okay, good. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Don't interfere with that fight. That fight was already a 2v1. So there is actually a disadvantage if you do try and group against someone. If they keep... It's easier to block attacks from opponents by just, But if you just attack, defend what side they're on. Just gonna kill the other NPCs here. Just punish that. clearly does not want to do anything.
You captured Zone A.
Oh, what? Don't know where he came from, but okay.
You lost Zone A.
My own ally just jumped off to kill himself. I'll just let him fight it out. I'm just gonna take care of all them. Help him out. Throw a bomb. Because he's actually just getting himself hurt. And then I'm going to sweep in, take the kill, save my ally, revive him, and enjoy the brutality of executions. Oh, hello. Ooh, this one's a smart raider. He actually knows how to. Not even gonna fight that. That's just dumb. I can't believe that actually worked. I can't believe that actually worked. So what you just saw there, each of the stages can have environmental traps. You can actually, this one here is a simple drawbridge, and if you activate it, they can actually fall to their doom. And yes, you can do that to your allies as well, if you want to be a complete jerk. Normally players don't fall for that, though. Oh, let's not set myself up to fall off the edge. Oh! And the raider just killed me.
You lost Zone C.
It's those little things. It's those little things. Like I said, I actually like games with a certain level of traps and such. Like,
Zone A.
something like Dominion here, when you know it's capture point, that's the most important thing. It works, it's fun. And it's very hard to actually fall for it. Oh, this is a bot. Yeah, bots are clearly marked. So you know if they're a bot or not.
Captured Zone C.
Which is actually really nice. Because then you know, like, if you're fighting someone... Oh, someone already activated that door. No wonder why. How's it going, Reaper? I'm guessing you got a your own custom mode. Damn it! They blocked that side off too. Really? Are we all just gonna have to fight? Yeah, we're all just gonna have to fight down here. Okay. That's the way this is happening. And this happens. I'm just gonna go and take your point. Speaking of stuff raining from above, just gonna capture this.
You captured Zone A.
You're an affiliate for almost a month. Very nice. Well, congratulations. Now let's see if we can actually... Okay. Alright. Alrighty. Damn it.
Enemy rally.
I can't block every attack. I can't block every attack, especially the unblockable ones. So if they actually swing an unblockable at you,
Is breaking.
and you're not targeting them, you're not going to be able to parry that. I'm basically trying to do a lot of my dailies and such. I have no idea what that is, Reaper, as your emote.
The enemy rally.
And I'm just gonna stand here so we can actually put them back into a breaking state a little bit faster. Honestly, if I was playing this game mode smarter instead of trying to complete the daily, like, that's my only downside. Dailies make you play dumb. It's a coffin. Okay. It's a little hard to discern. Unless you scroll over it and look at it. Nope, that's not how it works. Hi there, you want to fight me? I don't think I actually fought you yet. There we go. Take care of him. I've done my job.
You captured Zone A.
So he can't actually be revived because I didn't execute him. So sometimes it's actually good just to kind of camp over the body because you don't know where the enemies are. Unless something like this happens. Oh, please. It doesn't look like... Actually, I can still help. Here, have a bomb. There we go.
You captured Zone
Another bomb.
C.
No, never mind. Oh, hi. How's it going? Ooh, he's good at parrying. Did he revive his friend? He revived his friend. I'm just gonna let him. You can kind of get overwhelmed. I think one of the weird things about this game I actually like, oddly enough, is that there are some points in certain maps that just kind of let you survey the entire battlefield, and you can just see other players fight each other. And it's really, really cool. And something is glitching out here. This is new. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. There we go. I was wondering. Like, that took a lot longer to register a victory. Man, I've dropped a lot of frames tonight already. It's a little weird. Something's been, it's been, honestly been Ubisoft's side, though, this time. We're sorry, but our servers are taking longer to respond. Your rewards will be added automatically when the response comes in. There we go. That's a nice feature, though. Reward validation is complete. Previous matches' rewards have been added. There we go. So, that actually completed it. So that actually gave me the rewards for my contract orders here. And these change every 48 hours. You always get dailies, too. The one only thing left here, at least the one I'm going to do, I don't really want to do Adaptable Warrior. Unless I want to intentionally play classes that I am god-awful with. So actually, I should probably show. So I've actually showed the Warden here, so let's actually do... I'm not going to play these classes here, because you got to spend like I said, the longer a fighting game is out there, the longer it is to actually learn how to master another class. But I could show someone like the Peacekeeper. These are actually considered the assassin classes. They're basically meant to do a lot of high damage and such. But I can actually go to... oops, that's the wrong button. Let's see, I think you should be able to take a look at the moveset. Here we go, how to fight, moveset. So, like I said, this is primarily only light attacks and heavy attacks, but you can see here, these are actually combo attacks here. But then someone like the, I forgot her class name already, Peacekeeper, has bleeds, which you can't actually heal or stop or anything like that. You can see, like, it's a heavy attack, and then you do a light attack. But they also have moves that involve their, where you actually start your attack by doing a dodge and then attacking. Same thing with a stab. If you grab your opponent, then you could stab them 3 times doing a stab. And you could do like a riposting stab. So if they actually do a... What's icon is that? It's like it's a deflection. Oh, I don't see it in the icon legend for some reason. That's a little odd. Oh, okay, that's probably a parry. So if you do a parry and then a light attack, you can actually bleed your opponent. But, like, a lot of them just get more and more complicated. And also, you have to time, like, if you want to parry or block and stuff, you have to kind of learn the timing and stuff. So for now, though, why don't we do the tribute mode here? This is usually a very low activity. A very low activity map, though. Like this, oh, it's always hard to find enough players who are active. You could fight AI as well. But I personally just enjoy... Like, if you can fight other people, it makes the game more interesting. Like, bots are honestly good to learn your classes. So I'll try and actually just get our tribute matches out of the way, and then we'll probably just dedicate the rest of the time to actually to duels. Because the one thing I would like to learn how to do a little bit better is how to fight a little bit better, and I'm honestly curious how to actually because there's a lot of customization in this game. Like, they've really have done... The dev team for this game have really gone above and beyond from when this game started over a year ago by making not only complete keyboard customization, but also complete controller configuration as well. The default is kind of ingrained in my brain, but I do know there's better setups, because actually having to physically take your button off of either analog stick is honestly death. And just having to actually react by pressing, like, doing a counter guard break is really hard to time. But this is tribute mode. This is actually a mode where you're just capturing... Well, you're trying to actually capture not only one, but 3 flags.
Go.
And those pools of water are actually death traps in this. Crap. I hate that move. I hate that toe poke. I hate all of the unblockable moves. And that's what makes it very hard in this game if you're using a gamepad, because having to physically take your hand off your guard stance, which is like up, left, and right, is like a death sentence for a lot of players. Doesn't matter, I know you can't touch me. Uh-oh, that's not good. Ah, darn it, I didn't know the Aramusha had a, unblockable move. Thankfully, in this mode here, it's basically try and capture your enemy's flags. So I actually will have to defend here, because they're actually going to go for one of ours. Yeah, so if you actually... Ah, come on. Wow, he even has a bleed? I didn't even know that. Like I said, I'm not a fan of a lot of the new classes. I think they over-buff them. And if you're gonna buff a class, you need to buff... You need to buff everyone else, or remake everyone else to be on par.
Community's acclaim spreads.
Savior, thank you very much for the host. Always appreciate it. That's one. up. Gonna grab that flag from ya. So if you actually do have the flag, you are slower. And they took our offering. And they gained an offering. And depending which station you actually put it in will also determine what buff you get as well. Like, I actually like the concept of this mode here. It really does encourage players to play defensively at times. So it's not just always going to be a Zerg rush. Speaking of Zerg rush... Definitely speaking of Zerg rushes. That was all. That was all 3 players there. They're not taking... We're gonna lose because all those players don't know... See, that's the other downside why nobody plays Tribute mode. Nobody actually knows how to play Tribute mode. It's honestly astonishing to see how many people just don't understand this game mode. Or just any game mode at all. Like, it's like we've regressed a lot when it comes to, teaching people how to play games. Or learning the rules past deathmatch. Okay. Ah, bollocks. That was amazing! Wow, okay, that's a lot of players. Do we just have like a... No, we don't have... We have a bot, but they also have a bot.
Word of our community's acclaim spreads.
Exposure, thank you very much for the auto host. Hopefully you had a good time playing Rage. I know that's what you had to do for top-down perspective.
The other team have 2 offerings.
Oh crap, that's not good. This is actually tribute mode for For Honor. But we're just... Nobody's actually learning how to... Nobody really knows how to play tribute mode, which is kind of sad. And so people just know how to Zerg rush. Because right now, they have all the flags. Nope. No, we actually have one. It's basically capture the flag times 3. Darn it. Alrighty. Person does not want me at all. So. I cannot see which way he's swinging. Starting to actually question if I should turn back on VSync. Actually, I probably should turn off motion blur. Probably actually one of the things that I should always learn. I should just learn. Motion blur is terrible in games. I don't know why game developers still put it in their games to make it look... I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a graphic to make it look graphically appeasing, pleasing to the eye. But I think when it comes to actually, like, down to the nitty-gritty and stuff, it just looks terrible. Hi there, I'm taking your stuff. Or not. Nope. I also wish I had a, like a... What's the highest frame rate we have now for monitors? It's like 250 or something. I honestly wish I had one of those, because frame rate matters in these games. Actually, I might as well just change my display setup. Sync. And adaptive. And I can't actually... Apparently I can't turn off motion blur yet. Gotta go back into the main menu.
The enemy shrines.
So once they actually capture all the shrines, they have not only buffs, but we also have to only have a certain amount of time to stop the capturing of one of the points. Which honestly is actually, kind of hard to actually do, because trying...
Your team rallied.
Okay, I'm just gonna burn to death here because I'm in the fire. It's actually really hard to do. Am I actually gonna get rezzed here? I might actually get... No, I'm not gonna get rezzed. There's no way. At least not when it's worth time. I've got to also defend our own player here. Don't go up the ladder. I wish I knew... That was a frame... That's a lot of lag. Yeah, so after about, I think, 10 minutes of fighting, the match will end, and whoever has the most points wins.
You are defeated.
Like, it's a very unique mode, but I gotta fix whatever... I think I should turn it back to adaptive. Actually gonna exit this mode here real quick. I can actually fix things here. I was trying to figure out better ways to get a better frame rate, but clearly that's not working. So let's turn off motion blur. Let's see here, environmental detail. Yeah, so this is basically like everything on high, which honestly is not very... Which is honestly kind of sad. Like, you can have 1070 graphics cards, and it doesn't do anything. So yeah, turn the VSync back to adaptive. That's what I had before. Hopefully now with motion blur off, that might improve performance, but like I said, my monitor is really old, and I think now we're living in... It's weird how actually having a higher frame rate is actually better now. I actually wonder if, like, that's the intentional design, because I've noticed it's very hard to actually parry a lot of attacks in this game, because the windows for parrying in this game are already small. Like, they're almost, like, frame perfect. But I always feel like I'm missing them. And I don't know if it's related to, like, the response time of the monitor, or anything like that. Like I said, it'll take a while to actually find enough players to play Tribute, because Tribute, sadly, is not a very popular mode. Like, if you ever want to just jump in, you just play Dominion. And it's kind of sad that's the only mode people in this game primarily want to play. Because I think this game has a lot more potential as a fighting game. Unfortunately, the one downside is when you have such a unique fighting game like this, because I remember the 400 did try and chase esports, and it was actually kind of sad that the only reason... I think they only did like one tournament. And they realized that was a big mistake, because one player actually discovered an exploit with one of the classes that just gave him free hits all the time. So it wasn't even about skill, it was about knowing how to exploit the a move that that one of the classes had. So basically, no one could actually beat him. And there's a lot of situations where you can basically get free hits. But I think they've gone a little too off the edge with some of the classes. Like I said, the Centurion, Gladiator, and I think it's also the Highlander are easily probably some of the most played classes. A lot of the new classes are highly played, just because they have a more expensive moveset, a lot more unblockables, and you can't do any sort of countering or anything like that. And I actually kind of liked it originally There's one thing I actually liked about, like, when the game started. It was more about knowing how to do blocks and parries and such. But now there's so many bleeds and, unblockable attacks and disorients and such. It makes it a lot harder. It really does. And although they've remade some of the classes, others, like the Warden, honestly, I think people have been asking for a Warden remake for the longest time. Because, kind of like the Raider, or, yeah, the Raider class, kind of hard to keep, like, your newbie class the newbie class, but at the same time be able to actually keep up with all these super advanced classes that can just destroy you because their moveset's more expansive and bigger. And so there's more opportunities that you can do. They're hard to pull off. But being able to know, it's like, hey, I have this unblockable, and if I pull this off, it chains into this. And that attack will then chain into another attack. Kind of amazing. It's also kind of imbalanced. It's not imbalanced, but it just makes it very difficult. This is why trying to actually do your dailies is really hard. Yeah, this is not working then. Oh, goody! Here you go, you just want to leave, and here you go, have a tribute. I would be laughing if that was actually a bug. Hopefully this Black Knight can actually triumph. Unfortunately, in this game, the only... Actually, no. You can actually... One of the executions actually do make you lose limbs. But primarily, though, I just lose my head. Like, if I really wanted to be good at this game, I would just literally... Like, there is actually a really good training mode in this game. And I really should honestly just spend a lot of time in training mode. No idea why I'm always getting I'm getting a lot more frame drops though for some reason. Or at least lag. Warden, Nobushi, Raider, very standard fare for them actually. The Shaman is a class that actually is also really strange because they actually can steal health. Like they literally have they have a move where they basically jump at you, bite your neck, and they restore health from that. Kind of disgusting actually. Go. Grab this flag. Oh, right, the flags don't spawn immediately. Hi there. I'm just gonna wait for this flag to spawn then, apparently. Thank you. Take this one to the back. Give us the increased attack. There we go. Now we have more attack. They kind of have to learn when to play offense and when to play defense. I actually lucked out there. And also, I am noticing this game is really chugging for some reason. Oh, hello. You fighting me is a waste of time, and you know that.
Imminent wind. You must defend. Enemy rally.
What? They've taken our flag. Damn it. Oh, I'm just gonna fall off the edge, aren't I? Yep, I'm gonna die. Ah, he knows. He knows. Alright, we won that, just barely. It was very odd for a raider to fight me like that. More than happy to take this, though, and run. Okay, I take it to the defense. Now we just had to defend.
You have 2 offerings.
The downside is there's no way for me to heal, so if I actually die here, I can actually ask for help here. Yep, and they kill me with a heavy attack. And off goes my head. And they've taken all of our flags. Because people are too busy fighting and not focused on the goal. Like I said, when people don't know how to play this game, I mean people don't know how to play this game. Thankfully, though, when you're running with a tribute, you are a bit slower. So that player's going to have to probably fight his way out for it. As for me, though, I'm going to go over and take a look and see. It should be... There we go. Okay. So now I just need to make my way over there. And hopefully that Kensei easily noticed me. Alright. Kensei.
Your team have 2 offerings.
Nope! Never mind. And they all just decide to use their unblockable attacks. Goody! There's no way to salvage that one. Okay, so he saved that. I... to actually watch our other flags. Offering stolen? I didn't even see anyone run off with it. There he is. Oh, he's actually in there, so that's what the eyesight does. It gives you the radar. Crap. No, you don't. Oh, you little tricky son of a... I didn't know they added this verticality here. This is actually annoying. There. Take care of you. Now I have to go and stop the other players. Okay, so I need to stop you. Revive my ally. Got it. I'm going to take their flag. No radar for you. And if you do get hit, you do drop the flag. So, looks like I'm gonna fight a raider here. Or if apparently if I get grabbed. Would ya, do ya mind?
You have 2 offerings. Your team have 2 offerings.
If you can get the execute, always go for the execute. Now, where the heck is the last one? They have one. Alright, let's see what we can do. Oh. Ah, darn it. That's gonna cost me. Oh, so the greater score you have, the longer respawn time. That kind of sucks. But it's understandable because they have to make some way to balance it all out. Let's see. So right now we basically have to have 2 people defending. And I got spawned in the right place. Hi there, how's it going? Always getting kneed in the freaking face. You just killed yourself, buddy. You just killed yourself.
A 3 offering victory. Well done.
I don't think that fireball went as planned. That did not go as planned. Cerberus hilt? Oh, that actually looks nice. It's not what I want, but it looks nice. How many more of these matches I have to do? I have to do 2 more tribute matches. And we can probably, if we have time, we'll start doing some duels. I'm also actually very close to actually getting the the gold armor customization, which would honestly be kind of fun. Let's see. Oh, okay, I at least have a war banner. Oh, I didn't know the no, I haven't been to the canyon in ages. I do like that even after a year, there's still an active player base for this game. Like 3,000 people is actually, it's oddly enough, that's actually enough. I mean, it's a lot better than a lot of other games that have had like some sort of massive decline. I still think like this would have been the one game you would have actually, could have actually had a Battle Royale style game and it would have worked. And you could have done it, they could have easily done it in their way. Because they proved that they had the maps big enough for it. It would easily be the most unique of the Battle Royales. Because it'll be focused on melee, it would be focused on being like a fighting game. And it would even actually have the benefit of, like, if you actually wanted to have gear stats, you could. Which this game, that's honestly probably one of the reasons why this game became so divisive, was that the multiplayer mode had gear stats. I don't know why it did, but it did. And I think it was probably one of the more polarizing factors. Because if you actually really focus on leveling up one single character, like I have during my time playing this, you could just get overall general bonuses. Or improvements. Those are 3... Those are really spread out.
Start.
Those are extremely spread out. I think that shaman just killed herself. Just gonna go for the short. And... Okay, all 3 are there. Oh, this is gonna be just... Yeah, I was doomed anyway. And he broke my neck. Hey, but I got a blessing. Alrighty, let's see if I can actually give some payback here. Where... I don't think she won her fight. Hey, there's a shinobi.
Your team have 2 offerings.
What? I also really hate that. Like, that's a free hit every time. Not what I wanted. Those 2 wasted way too much time with me. Those 2 wasted way too much time fighting me for no good reason. There wasn't even a tribute at stake. And tributes. They're about to take one. Or not, actually. I think we actually need to offer a stalwart defense here. Your butt up here and start helping. No. I am going to go for that flag. Because they are on a full aggressive. Let's see if I can actually go on the outside. Oh my god, look at all those spikes. Alright. Hi there. How's it going? I don't want to fight you if I don't have to, but I think I will. Ah, come on. Where? Get the flag. They are going to take ours. That was way too many players switching on offense. I'm going to chase that Kensei.
You have 2 offerings.
No, you don't. That was just, I can't believe actually. I never get to pull off my entire combo. That's as lucky as you can get with that.
Defend your shrines.
Oh. Well, so much for defending my shrine. That was really dumb of me. Although, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. I will be surprised if one of them gets taken. Ooh. Nah, we've got it.
A 3-offering victory. Well done.
That was an interesting map. Oh, they had a bot. That actually partially explains why. There we go, we got the gold material. So now I can be the Gold Knight instead of the Black Knight. But the Black Knight always triumphs. And they're just a bunch of loonies. Because no one... was it? What did the Black Knight say? What was some of his more memorable lines? Just a flesh wound. Nah, looks like everyone's leaving. Yeah, so they're just gonna search for more players. I think they try and search for like maybe 6 players. But I am playing easily one of the more unpopular game modes. Just like I said, everyone just wants to play Dominion. I gotta wait for the Surge to expand. Like I said, I do enjoy this game, but I think it's oddly enough one of those games, like, it's successful in the sense that it's still gladly being supported by Ubisoft. I could easily have seen Ubisoft just pull the plug on this one 6 months down the line, but they actually stuck to their guns and kept supporting it, which I'm honestly glad. Because, like, this is actually one of the few games that offered any sort of innovation back in 2017. I mean, the fighting games that got released out this year was basically, the Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, and then Dragon Ball Fighters. Which honestly, I think are, they're obviously developed by the same company. And the same, to my knowledge, the same developers. But I'm honestly actually wondering, for people who are heavily invested in fighting games, are those games basically one and the same? Like the movesets and such? I'm honestly curious if they're actually the same. Not like on a graphical level, I mean on a mechanical level. Are they actually basically the same? I'd be interested in to know that. I'm even trying to think, like, what other... aside from Smash Ultimate, what other fighting games are actually coming out? Smash Ultimate, port or new game? Really wish this didn't take forever. To actually find a group of people. Like, I just need that one more match. I can now be a Gold Knight! Look how shiny I am. I could actually... oh, that's right, it just removes the, removes that. You can't actually remove the color. Kinda wish you could remove the color. But there's always a, they actually always use a trietary color wheel. I think that's why I went for more solid colors every time. I mean, if I was gonna have paint on my helmet, why not make it that? Why not make it red? Still don't like how this takes forever. And I think that's honestly why a lot more people just kind of gravitate towards the Battle Royale games. Because when you just have 100 people, it doesn't even matter if you lose even a third of your players, or even half, you still actually have a match going on. It's like, and even then, even if it actually goes like you only have 50 players in that one match, you're easily going to lose like 70% of those players immediately. It's kind of one of the ironic things about Battle Royale games is they can advertise leveraging, we just have this massive player base. But when you actually get down to the gameplay, you would be very lucky in some of those Battle Royales to even meet 10 other players to fight against. Like, it's always actually interesting when you see the players who aren't hacking and actually collect a bunch of kills. But of course, the reason why they throw themselves into the most riskiest zones, so they have to actually fight, I don't know, like 5 to 7 people right off the bat. And they have to actually be the one to come out, to actually come out as the victor. Well, I think a more conventional player or an average player would probably land somewhere out in the boonies or somewhere where they know there's gear, but not many people land. And then they'll be lucky if they even meet 5 people to play against. Because the other 95% die to everyone else, or they die to the environment. Or they just leave a match. Thank you! Finally, we can actually do the last match here. Tower Ruin. Now I'm the Gold Knight. I got the Black Knight. He was a loony. And who would want to follow a Black Knight into battle? All he didn't even actually want to go into battle. He just stood there. Told people, none shall pass. We literally get 2 raiders. I think no. Actually, we might have gotten 2 raiders. Yeah, those are raiders. And we got a Kensei. We got the newbie team. Newbies everywhere. Slightly higher than your allies, slightly higher than your enemies. Interesting. That doesn't look like slightly higher. 2 Berserkers, another Warden, and a Centurion. Oh no, Gladiator. I always get the Gladiator and Centurion mixed up. Actually, I know why, because I never actually fought them, because they weren't in the game originally. If I really honestly should want to take this game more seriously, I probably actually should, A, switch to a keyboard setup, and then customize it from there. Because half of the time I'll need to dodge, I'm not even getting it. Oh my goodness, so are those actually... Okay, no, for a second Wow, all 3 of... Okay, so the tributes are actually in the tower.
Start.
I was about to say, wait a minute. Oh, this is bad. This is right off the bat. I always get that timing off. I can never get that counterattack. It always bothers me. I just wasted all my stamina. And she can... Oh, no, she wasted hers, too. Nope. And she won that one. And they've already gotten 2 flags. Wow, they have all the flags, actually.
The other team have 2.
Really? I should not be fighting that player.
Attack the enemy shrines.
I am.
Your team rallied.
Just gonna leave. I think that's the best idea, leaving. Slide down the ladder. And let's put this in. I'm actually gonna, yeah, I'm gonna be stuck defending it. There's the warden. And she's swinging all the way over there. Hi. What the heck is happening here?
Have 2 offerings.
This is a lot of jumping around, and I'm not used to that. Nope, they're gonna get that. Man, I've dropped so many frames tonight, which is kind of ridiculous. See, that's one thing that I just don't understand. I bought a 1070, and yet even then, I can turn off all the video settings too low, and it doesn't matter. And it honestly makes me wonder why. There, how's it going? I'm just gonna take your stuff. Or not. Yeah, no, something's wrong here. I can't even... I'm in the upper stance, and I'm counterattacking. You have been removed to the match due to low FPS. This is actually... Please reduce your graphic settings to ensure consistent framing at a minimum of 30 frames per second. Yeah. Yeah, no wonder why I haven't been able to actually see what's been going on here. I'm actually going to restart the game. I am going to actually restart the game proper. That was absolutely terrible. I think it's because I had to actually restart the game in full to actually get the changes. Because that last fight there was terrible because all the attacks were coming from the top stance and nothing was registering. So what was I was seeing versus what was actually happening was not in sync. I think that's honestly a big downside of PC gaming is games are incredibly unoptimized for some reason. It's the weirdest thing. It's like you can even buy a 1080 and it still won't matter. Like, you just have to, like, it's not just the graphics card you have to buy. You have to make sure you buy the best monitor and everything. At least for the AAAs. Well, let's see here. Do we lose territory? No, we gain territory. And the knights are still dominating. Getting closer, though. I do still need this one last tribute match. I'm honestly surprised, like, the other two modes aren't as popular for 4v4, because people really want to just play with other people. Because I think if you're actually just playing with other people, I think people aren't worried about really actually learning how to play the game properly. Like, it forgives a certain amount of skill of individual fighting. Like, I remember when I came back to this game, honestly, the only thing I really was doing was actually using the heavy attacks. But I think that was also partially because my matchmaking rating was probably non-existent, because I didn't play the game after a year. As much as I like that the game gives you, like, the devs, like, here's a grab bag of dailies you can do. Some of them are so specific. And you know you're not gonna play, like, you have to, oddly enough, partially design part of your game towards what people are actually wanting to play. And I think the only thing that's really popular with this game is the Dominion mode. Because people just like Dominion for some reason. People just like Capture Point. I think it just depends on how much a person actually really wants to learn how to play the game. I think half the people will be driven away because their only real experience, so the only way to really play the game, is through Dominion, but what they really want is a fighting game experience. Where they'll really benefit from seeing what the game can be just by doing the 1v1s. And then you can just broaden out. It's like, alright, then you can do the 2v2s, then you can do the Dominions and such, but if you restrict players from that, then they'll probably actually grow, they'll be the other half of the player base. That's like, I don't care about actually learning how to play the game as best as I can be. I just want to play a Capture Point game. And they want to just be a knight, or a Viking, or a samurai. Or Wulin. There we go, finally. Hey, someone made a Batman emblem. Let's see. Yeah, so 10 minutes, gear stats enabled, revenge is enabled. Normal feat cooldown, you can revive, respawn speed's normal, radar enabled, stance widget is on. Hey, a Peacekeeper. Don't see many of those these days. I think there were also little differences as well with some of the classes, like the Peacekeeper. Because they're an assassin, they can't actually keep their guard stance up all the time, like a Warden can. So if you try and stay in a certain stance for too long, you can't actually block attacks naturally. So the only thing like a Peacekeeper could do if they stay in like the left stance for too long, they have to either do a counterattack or switch stances. Like, that's like one of the little interesting things. I don't know if they changed that, though. I think they probably changed it. I bet a lot of people probably didn't like the fact that just constantly stance dancing just to keep a block up in all directions. That's like only unless you're playing like an Orochi. And then actually switching. Hello. There we go. Get out of here! It's my flag. Oh. Give me that flag. My flag. I wanted that flag. Yeah, this is running a lot smoother. We got 2 flags. Where's the last one? They have it. Okay, I'm gonna go play some defense. Where are they? Oh, hi, how's it going? That's 3 people fighting 1 person. That's not smart at all. Just gonna go and take their, I'm gonna take their health. Hi, that's some lovely shield health you have there. I'm gonna take it. My gods need this flag. They need it more than yours. That is a very short distance between these 2 points. I think my teammates might appreciate this.
Your team have 2 offerings.
Alright. Now we gotta play. Hello! That's not good.
Defend your shrines.
What the heck is going on here? Where are they all dropping from? And yeah, we're gonna lose all our tributes, I think. We lost all of our tributes. They are instantly going to win. That is I don't know how to feel about that. I actually don't know how to feel about that. Depends where I spawn. Okay.
The other team have 2 offerings.
Yeah. You can get that. I'm gonna drop here. Kinda actually like this map right now. Why can I not? Yeah, I think versus players, I'm clearly I need a better monitor with with more refresh rate, because this is not working. It doesn't matter like what my frame rate what is my frame rate? I'm actually curious. Display. Really, I can't look at my frame rate? I'm a little surprised on that. Are they seriously actually spawning me on the other side of the map, right by their tributes? You cannot be serious. Ah, there. Oh.
The other team have 2 offerings.
It's actually really bad. Nope. So in this game, even if you're blocking, it's not 100%. You're just taking... You still take block damage, and if your health is too low, you'll actually just die. Oh, this is a problem. Why are they putting me here? Wow, okay, I can't actually jump from there. That kind of sucks. Into the fray! Taking your flag.
The other team have two
I'll remember you! Nope. That was them using their feet to actually disable me or disorient me and put me into a fatigue state. That's not good. You're the one with... I'm not gonna win. Yeah, we lost. It takes too long to actually kill someone. Usually it takes about, like... Assuming if you get all of your hits, it could probably take 10 seconds to kill a person, but it's very unlikely that's actually gonna take the case. And plus random respawn points. Kinda kills things too. Yeah, they won. Oh well, at least I took care of the dailies. I'll do a couple of duels, and that'll be a lot better. We just got destroyed. That turnaround, though, like, everyone dying at the same time. That really sucked. That was the thing that really hurt. And I'll put them on, actually. I like that the way those look better. I think that's the downside about dailies. If you make your dailies where... Like, it creates incentive, but at the same time, it doesn't actually solve the problem. Actually do some duels. It's important to actually create reasons for people to actually play. To actually be able to play together, but at the same time, if people aren't interested in it, no amount of incentive is going to do it. I also think it's kind of weird that even though there are a lot more people playing more online games now than ever before, across the entire world, there is still, like, this gravitational pull towards, like, one or two type of games. So even if you do have a plethora of games, people will still gravitate towards what will probably just have the greatest player base. There we go, finally found an opponent. Let's see who they play as. See, like, the 1v1, I can understand still using, like, a peer-to-peer connection. But everyone gravitated to the 4v4. And they hated playing this game, because every time they would just get dropped or someone would just intentionally pull the plug. Oh, god damn it, a shaman. So you're about to see why I actually hate fighting the shamans. In a second. I'm actually surprised I didn't have to fight any shamans. That person has prestige 17 times with the class. I would not be surprised if it's just a shaman.
Round one.
I love the 1v1 areas, though. Is that person... Hello? You there? Can we start? Alright, cool. We're starting. No! And there's the health steal. And that's 50% of my health gone instantly. Oh, crap. Oh! Ah, darn it.
Defeat.
Yeah, the shaman, so basically she has like an instant, unblockable charge. And that's what I hate about the shaman. And it even steals health, too. Like I said, they really gave the new classes something big.
Oh, shit, I'm dead.
Hate that combo.
Defeat.
I hate that unblockable charge either, as well. Like, I think, like, that honestly needs a guard break.
Round
That honestly should just be a guard break. To, like, be able to counter through guard breaking. Not a free charge. What? Huh? Oh. That would explain. Okay, so. Okay, I see what's happening. My connection. Wow, my connection just dropped. That's why it dropped. I was confused for a second, then I finally actually get. See, I really wish the coding for the dashboard was a lot better, because I have to choose between getting a video preview or be able to look at chat. There is no happy middle ground to this solution, because they made the chat for the dashboard not flexible. So it's a standardized size. That needs to be flexible. And I don't know why it is. So, like, I can't, I'll be honest, whenever I stream, the only thing I can actually look at is OBS, but that doesn't actually show me what people who are watching seeing. And that's what really sucks about this whole thing. Is at the moment I have some sort of frame drop or anything like that, or my connection just dips, I don't see what... I can't actually really see the problem unless, obviously, I look at OBS and I see the red square, and it's like, oh, okay. And everything's going horrible. Everything's going horribly wrong. We'll try and actually complete one duel. That actually sucked. The only reason we got disconnected was because I was streaming. Did someone literally do Kojima? Nah, okay, that's a standard Centurion helm. I was about to say, it's like, if someone pulled off Kojima Productions' logo, I would be impressed. Oh, there's the Aramusha. Oh, it's a lion, okay. There is no way that person made it. Your skill, lower than your enemy. That sounds about right.
Round one.
Okay, let's go. And I have no stamina. And he doesn't either. I just lost everything. I can only connect with you. Is this...
Victory.
Finally, I pull off the counter, the guard, or the counter for the warden. So the warden's special skill, and the one thing that makes him unique, is that from his top stance, if you do a light attack, you can actually counter enemy attacks from the top, just like if you're parrying an attack with a heavy attack. was unblockable. That is a delayed heavy attack. See, my problem is it turns red and then it flashes red. And that I always have a hard time being able to counter. Alright, he just wants to jump into it. I did the zone attack there for no reason. Alright, Newton, you have yourself a good night. I'm gonna try and finish off this last match here. Like I said, if you really want to get good at this game, you have to do the duels. But most people I know, they'll just play the Dominion. And you'll have fun, honestly, if you just play Dominion. Nice! That is a clean... That's a clean victory there. That's the kind of fights I actually like to have. See, when it's 1v1, everything works out fine. Death's Glare Guard. Huh. I don't like that, losing a lot of attack for no reason. But I think that's gonna do it for me. Like I said, I had a huge... Probably shouldn't have messed with the settings before I started streaming. I was doing that, so that's my fault, is why we probably had a lot of frame drops during this stream. So I'll probably learn... I should learn my lesson, just accept things as they are. I'm definitely keeping the motion blur off, though. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Let me take a look and see who else is streaming right now. There's a good chance. Well, of course, I should actually mention, well, Con TV, if you're always looking for, like, old cartoons and old drama series and stuff, there's Con TV. Games Done Quick has finally started their run, so if you enjoy watching speedrunners, there is that. Cthulhu the Third, I personally like streaming, and it looks like he is actually playing Power Rangers. Trying to think which one he's actually playing. It's the one with Ivan Ooze. That's it. Actually, honestly, it's a very fundamental but decent beat-em-up game. But as always, though, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the start of your week. Hopefully everything goes well. But as always, though, till then, take care.